Oh, what's going on, guys? Got another plot update. So, I don't know, we're about 3 weeks in now from when I sprayed the herbicide. This is all sedge grass that's dying. Stuff I sprayed with the sedge hammer. You can see a bunch of it yellowed over there too. And then my regular grasses are just scattered throughout. There's some right there, dead. But the bigger portion of it was right here. And as you can see, it's all dead. This stuff here survived. I don't know what it is. But you can see all my regular grasses died. And I got nice lush clover coming up between it all. So I didn't go over the whole plot with herbicide. I just kind of went around with a hand pump sprayer. Kind of spot sprayed it. Kind of, yes, no, not really. I guess I get the worst areas is what it was. This plot needs to be mowed. Although at this point, I don't know if I'm going to, because the clover's doing good what's here. Yes, there's a lot of surviving. There's a lot of sedge that didn't die because I didn't have enough sedge hammer. So there's still quite a bit of that left. And then this stuff, whatever this stuff is. Oh, right here. Whatever that stuff is, quite a bit of that too. But if I mowed this, it would make it look 10 times better. As you can see, there's still a ton of clover though. And so there's a patch of regular grass that I must have missed. If I had a big sprayer to go over the whole thing with a tractor or my wheeler, it would have worked a lot better. But is what it is. I got the worst areas anyway. This spot down here was always the worst. It was always just full of grass. And since I've sprayed it and everything, and that stuff died off, you can see all this clover coming up through now. Nice green, dark clover. And you can see out there's some ryegrass. I never even touched the ryegrass. There's still some sedge out there. And then a bunch of that other stuff that I don't know what it is. This could use a good mowing. But I think I'm kind of late in the game now. Starting to get some warm weather, hot weather, not a lot of rain. I think I'm going to leave it, honestly. The clover's not real tall itself. It's still paddleable, and the deer are in here eating it all the time. I got a small buck in here and 3 or 4 does in here every day, every evening, every morning. And you walk around here, you can see where it's all browsed. They're actually kind of keeping it mowed for me. So I might wait either till the next stretch of rain. I got a buddy that's can come up here with his. I don't really like to rely on anybody, so I've been trying to find a mower I can rent or borrow. I found one that needs a little bit of fixing that I might be able to buy. It's kind of holding me back getting this mowed. Not having my own mower, but I'm gonna work on that anyway. And like I said, then maybe the next stretch of rain, I'll get up here and give it one good mowing. Because I know if I mowed this, even just one time this year, this clover is gonna boom. But it's not really like right now. I'd only be doing it more for looks than anything because there's plenty of feed here for them. And a lot of these weeds are acting as a cover crop. And I go back and forth I read a lot about this stuff on the best way to control weeds in your food plots. A lot of guys say don't even bother mowing, let the deer mow it down. I do believe that if you mow your clover, it will come back thicker. And I suppose this helps to suppress weeds, but I think really what happens is the clover grows above the weeds. But after a while, the weeds catch up because the last year after I mowed it twice, at the end of the year, I left it. I think the last time I mowed it was July, end of July, something like that. And we didn't mow it again the rest of the season, and by fall it was right full of weeds again. I also know too my pH ain't great. I got to keep up with the lime. That'll help suppress weeds. And I got to get some, I got to lace this year with winter rye or some kind of a cereal grain. I've been reading that what you want to do with your clover plots is you got to incorporate them cereal grains in there, because what you're doing is you're later on in the season you're knocking down the nitrogen and putting that carbon in the ground, which helps the microbes and everything thrive. It gives them food, gives the clover food, the microbes food in the soil. It just makes for all around better soil. So you need to incorporate them cereal grains into your clover plots. The clover's bringing the nitrogen in, and later on the cereal grains incorporate the carbon, and the balance of the two is what you want, from what I've been reading, for good soil and the long-term longevity of the whole plot itself. Clover is doing good though. It's all beautiful. I mean, it's nice and green. It's lush. I got clover all through here. It's all flowered out. It's all flowered out. And there's clover everywhere. Everywhere there's weeds, there's clover amongst the weeds. There's plenty of food here. It's all green. It's all nice dark green. It's all healthy. I did give this, when I put the lime in here this spring, I gave it a dose of, I think I put 100 pounds of, I think it was 100 pounds of, I wanted to get 0-20-20. They didn't have any, but they had 5-24-24, so I used that. Which I read that giving it a little boost of nitrogen in the spring is good for it anyway. I'm going to try to find some 0-20-20 for the fall. You want to feed it once in the spring, once in the fall. With that 0-20-20 in the fall, because there's no nitrogen. The nitrogen helps feed the weeds. But without the nitrogen, the 0-20-20, you're getting all that potash and everything else for the clover without the nitrogen. So that's my plan. This is all a learning process. I'm trying to figure out the best way to, and I've been reading too that most of your guys that are wanting to get a weed-free clover plot are mostly just doing it for their own good, just to have a nice looking, plot like you see on TV and stuff and in the magazines. When in reality, the deer don't care either way, and the deer actually like it when it's a little bit, when you got this long stuff. See, that right down there is the longest, that's all the tallest growth I got in this plot down along here. And there's beds all through there. And when I mow it, they don't bed here. There's plenty of food for them here. Plenty of food, so we'll see what I do in the long run as far as mowing this plot. What I'm doing right now is my apple trees needed to be weed whacked around them big time. I mean, I had stuff growing up above it this tall. So I got that all cleaned out around them. This is my gold rush. It's not really looking great right now. Kind of pale. The leaves are turned in and wilted a little bit. This is the one that got ringed. And I don't know if that's just a lack of water. Another thing I got to do is get some Ross always puts a ring of cow manure around his every year. I got to do that. I got cow manure in the ground with the tree, but I need to get a ring of it around here. So I don't know. It's got new growth. Not a lot, but there is new growth on it. Pretty much this year, all of that is new. All this stuff is new. This is the one that got ringed, so I was worried it was going to die as it was, so I don't know. It's not looking the greatest right now, especially compared to my other ones. These ones are doing great. And these got hit by the mice a little bit, but not bad. Yeah, anyway, these ones are doing great. Weed whacked around that. Clover down this end is beautiful. Of course, this is where the runoff is and holds the most moisture. And I got this one all weed whacked, and that one's looking great. I can't remember. One of these is a Baldwin, and one of them is a Davis, but I can't remember which one's which. But these two are doing good. They didn't really get hit that hard by the rodents. There's a lot of tall. I didn't spray any of this though. I didn't want to be anywhere near my trees. And I'm gonna go show you the strip. I'll go show you the strip. I got plans for that too. I bought some Domain brand seed, the No BS blend. It's got oats. It's got rape. It's got three, maybe four different kinds of clover. It's got chicory. And there's something else in it, I can't remember. But I plan on, so this is the strip right now. Right full of ryegrass and ferns. I just let it grow. The deer eat these ferns. You can see all the young stuff been nipped off. And this is all rye, tall, mature rye, which is useless now, but I don't mind letting it seed out. Replant itself, because I'm going to have rye in here later on anyway. But my plan for this, I got to come in here and get rid of some of these trees, but my plan for this year is I bought some Plot Start liquid lime, and I plan on buying a torch, flamethrower. I'm going to come in here a little, I don't know, end of July, early August. I'm going to knock this all down with a weed whacker and then let it sit for a week or two until it browns up. All this brown stuff that you're seeing right there, that's all mature oaks from last year, and it's all through here. So I'm gonna come in here and knock all these ferns down, all this ryegrass, weed whack it all down, let it sit for a couple of weeks till it, it's browned up like the rest of the stuff here. And then I'm gonna come in here with that torch, and I'm gonna torch all this, torch all of it. I mean, I'm gonna do what I can with these stumps and just torch all this dead stuff. And then I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit, and then come back in September, and I'm gonna spray that liquid lime, spread that No BS seed, and throw some fertilizer in here, probably some 19. And I'm also going to buy a couple 100 pounds of rye seed this year, winter rye. And throughout September, October, I'm going to layer some more. I'm going to layer that rye in. I'll probably throw rye in with the No BS. And then throughout the season, as the growing season continues until it stops, I'm going to keep layering winter rye in. I want to layer winter rye out in the main plot too. Get all that out there. Spread seed in that too. So that's my plan for the strip. I'm hoping it should at least give me something anyway. Give us something to work with in here. It should. And I want to get the winter rye in the main plot to help build that soil a little bit better, help to balance out the nutrients for the clover and the microbes that are in the soil. So yeah, plot update. That's what we're at right now. Whew, here it is, Father's Day, out working on the plot. This isn't work to me though. This doesn't feel like work to me. I love doing this stuff. I enjoy it. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. This plot, this is technically its third season like this. I had it cleared out. I had this section cleared out the first year. And when I say cleared out, I just cut out the trees out. I didn't de-stump it or nothing. I threw a bunch of winter rye seed and oat and wheat seed in there. And the deer were hitting it that first year. but not much during daylight. But the first year we hunted this, we always got does coming here, tons of does, daylight all throughout the season. I've gotten random buck appearances here during daylight during the season, but it's been random. The bucks don't seem to like to come out here during daylight. Of course, it's quite a ways from their bedding area, which is down in that direction. But during the rut, there's always does here, and I just keep hoping and figuring that one of these days, a buck's gonna step out once I make this plot better and better throughout the years. But the biggest thing is we got does coming here, and we've killed a couple does off this plot. It does allow us to do that if we want to use some of our dope mints. I don't like to disturb it too much, so I'll doe during bow season or late in the season once we've already tagged out on bucks or whatnot. We want to fill some doe tags. This is a good spot to do that. But the biggest thing is down in there. We got stands down in there, and that's where this plot's paying off. These does are going back and forth this way, and those bucks are constantly cruising this way, trying to pick up hot doe trails coming and going to this plot. And that's where this plot's paying off. And last year was a real huge, I've killed an 8-pointer down in there. My wife got a nice buck down in there. My cousin got a nice buck down in there. So, yeah. It's a work in progress. It's always a work in progress, and I'm learning still, too. I'm constantly learning. Reading all the time, trying to figure this stuff out. But, all right, guys, I just wanted to do an update. That's where we're at. I'll keep you guys posted.